Hi, welcome back. I'm here with Sherwood Anderson, a famous author. His early works inspired many others in the early 20th century, and we're just here to talk about his works and his inspirations and what led to his famous novel, Weinesberg, Ohio. So, Mr. Anderson, tell us about your early life.
Well, I guess we'll start off in the beginning. The small city of Camden, Ohio, which where I was born, only about 700 people. A small city outside rural area. Um, but yeah, I was a son of seven different children. My dad had a very severe drinking problem. He abused alcohol very much. Um, Life was always hard growing up, with other family. Especially my brothers and sisters, always trying to fight for attention, stuff like that. But from early on, I always found an interest in literature. Just like reading books, you know, going to libraries, reading books, trying to, teach myself, educate myself on literature itself.
Yeah, at the age of 14, you actually left school. Your attendance declined, and you just started working from there, right?
Yeah, it was hard to stay at home, so I needed to help support the family, so I had to start working at an early age, which meant leaving school, even though I loved it dearly, but I was pretty much forced to by my parents.
Okay, yeah, and in your teens, you were very good at selling, and you found a talent in advertising. Is that right?
Yeah, so I was actually helping with the Spanish-American War. Um, I had to advertise for it, and I was working in a factory with a bunch of other people my age, and I was actually the manager of the factory. So that was
So you were popular.
yes, basically.
Yeah. Oh, that's really nice. Walk us through, because your mother died when you were still a teen. Did that impact your writing and your early work?
Yeah, she passed away from what I can remember. I was 19 years old, 19 years, and she died of tuberculosis, which back then was a very bad disease, and that influenced me to leave, and I actually settled in Chicago later that year. And my mother's death, you can see it in my writings. If you read between the lines, dig deeper. But yeah, she's a big influencer in my life.
Wow. Tell us about Chicago. What influenced you in Chicago? Because there are many people that you met in Chicago that come up in Weinsberg. How was that, and how were they important to your life?
Well, like I said, you got to remember, I was from a very, very small town in Ohio. So Chicago was a very big, drastic difference. A lot of new people I met, different people I met, they're not the same little farm town that I was born in. So the different, like characteristics of people, how they talked and just how they acted out, it was very inspiring to me to just write about them, so I had something different to write about.
Yeah. So you attended several classes regularly. New business, arithmetic. You really took an interest for business. Why didn't you do business? Why did you just go straight into writing?
I didn't do business because I would always find myself, inside literature. I always wanted to do something with a literature career. So business wasn't for me. I'd always find myself, doing little writings at work, and I just wanted to be focused on literature. That was my true passion.
You had many marriages, and one of your famous works is Many Marriages. You went through something very horrible. You had a breakdown.
Yes.
Walk us through that.
It was just like any other day at my old business I used to work at, and something just popped inside of me where I just became so nervous, and I couldn't feel myself. I feel like I was not present at the time, like I was going to another dimension or something, and I remember the doctors telling me after I suffered from memory loss, I had amnesia. I felt like I had like different characteristics, like everything was just going so wrong for me. Just because I had like basically a panic attack, but it was a nervous breakdown, and that just like it was crazy for me. I don't know how I recovered from that.
It's something very, very interesting because you included that psychology, that your breakdown into many of your works. In Weinesberg, you can see the reoccurring theme of depression and loneliness and sort of the confusion of it all.
Yeah.
But you inspired many people, many young people.
Yeah.
You were very liked among the younger generation at that time.
Yeah, I hope I did. I hope there's more, kids out there that want to become writers and authors out there.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Thank you for being here today with us. Thank y'all for listening, and hope you have a good day. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Anderson.
Thank you for having me.